live. All
Got
right,
it.
man. What's going on? What's going
Not
on?
much this here. It's it's your favorite landscaper, Raheem.
There we go. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna give you a second to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hi guys. It's your favorite landscaper, Raheem from RTB Landscaping LLC, coming at you today on a good friend Malik's podcast. So it's a pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, welcome. Nice to have you on the show. You're the first guest on the revamped version where we're focusing a little bit more on business and stuff like that. So welcome.
Okay.
Just want to start off by kind of asking you how we got here, man. Just let the visitors, sorry, listeners know. Me and Raheem go back to high school, so a
Yep.
lot of years there. The ROTC days. Oh man.
Oh, those were the
Oh
days.
yeah. So just tell us how we got here. So what'd you do after high school, and what led to you opening up your business?
So from high school days, up until like I would say about 3 years ago, I just did like different jobs, but my main goal was to get my feet wet, meaning like experience with different places. I also knew that I did not want to work for like a corporation or anything like that. I wanted to work for myself. I wanted things to be flexible to the point where if I woke up and not feeling well today, and it just so happened that I took so much of those days, I wouldn't ever feel worried that I would be out of a job, or I would be putting my family in a position where I can't do anything for them. So um, that is how landscaping really came about. Like I said, I worked a few places and it just didn't work out. Like certain places I worked a day, but I'm really big on knowing yourself and knowing who you are, and I have a lot of faith in God. And I just know like I cannot be treated a certain way. It's if it's not my liking, like it just cannot fly. So at the end of the day, we all are human beings. We all have a mind of our own. So it's very important that we know who we are and know what we stand for.
Awesome. All right. So tell me a little bit more about the process. Like what? So how long have you been open? When did you open? How did you start? What's kind of the background story of RTB Landscaping?
So we started about 2.5 years ago. I'm a vet in the landscaping business. So I've been doing this for about 11, 12 years now. Um, I used to work for my father. My father has a landscaping company as well. So I work for my dad on and off. But how RTB really came about was the last time I worked for my dad, and I worked for him for about 10 hours, and he paid me $80. So that's about $8 an hour. So no cursing on the show, right?
Oh, yeah, you can say whatever you want, man. Yeah, we're an explicit show.
So I felt like shit about myself.
Well,
And took that $80. At the time, I had a 2015 Toyota Camry. So I fueled that thing up and I went to North Carolina to go chill. And at that time, I had just got this like 100-hour paycheck from Montgomery County Public School, because I was driving a school bus for them. And I just utilized that money to have my last little fun. And then I was like, okay, well, I laid in a room, at my cousin's house, and I was just watching videos on how to start a landscaping company, and I came about over this guy named Keith Kelfis, and that's how it all started. I got back to Maryland, and I think it was like a month later I sold my car, bought a truck, but my first job was done from that Toyota Camry. I just had the customer meet me at Home Depot. They purchased the mulch, We set it up so that it gets delivered on the date that I was ready to do the job. And once I was finished, it took me about 4 days. Once I was finished, like I was stunned by the look of things. And I was like, if you can do this from a car, what can you do with a truck? Like endless possibilities,
Yeah,
no?
right. That doing landscaping from a camera is crazy. Wow. You think
Hmm.
about it, but hey, that's that intuition. That's that grind, man. Everybody starts somewhere.
So after a while, I was getting 1 jobs a week, and I was still I was still working at the bus lot, but I was barely making it. And I know I could have went and go work for them, but for me that was a distraction. It's a big distraction because they don't treat us well at the place. They didn't treat us well. They spoke to us however, and then stuff like that just corrupts the mind, and you can't move further from there, especially if you're at a point where you might be facing depression or you just feel stuck. I a lot of folks in there will tell me that they're too old to move forward, and I just be like, that's not true. You tell yourself that, but it's about time you stop beating yourself up.
I mean, those are self-limiting thoughts. I talk about that in therapy all the time. A therapist always says that's a self-limiting thought, man. You got to cut that shit out. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you make a good point though. It's like you're never too old, never too young. So people, I know we're all you. What are you, 24, 25?
Yeah, I'm 25 now.
So you know, I feel like people look down on the youth a little bit, like we can't get it done. But you're already on the right path. You're 25. You got your own business. You work for yourself. Set your own hours. Like I like how you brought up the treatment at MCPS because I don't think people really realize how much your job can affect your mental health, and that's
Hmm.
that's how you spend the majority of your day is work. You spend it bare minimum. Most people spend 8 hours a day working out of 24. So that's important. That's why it's nice to see people really. I feel like entrepreneurship is really on the a launch right now, like where it's not like because it honestly doesn't take that much to start it up. To be honest, like it only costs a couple $100 to get an LLC. That's the first step, just for tax purposes and all that. And then depending on what the field is, you make, like you said, you made some investments, you sold your car, to be able to get that truck. Like it's just getting over those initial steps, I think, is the hardest part. But once you do it, you're set.
Mm.
And I've seen you expanding. I see you went from that truck to like what another truck, and now you've got the I guess the what do you have, like a larger bed now for all of
So
that?
I started off with just the 8 foot bed on the pickup truck,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought my first trailer cash. I think it was like 1650,
It's a good price.
and I went up to buying the dump trailer, which was $9,000 cash. And then I just recently bought an enclosed trailer. I think that was like 8,000 cash. So I like to buy stuff like that right out
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really like payments. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
it's
if you
always
can do it, man, yeah.
but it's always good to keep that cash flow in your bank account. Um, but sometimes I think my last trailer I really needed it, so I just went out and got it.
Well, that's what's up. I mean, for just being 2 years in, that's a lot of expansion. That's
Hmm.
really impressive. I mean, that's what's up. So is it just you, or do you have partners, or do you do most of the work yourself?
So I'm the my title is the founder of RTB Landscaping.
Mhm.
Um, but for the last 2 years, 85% of the work that you guys have seen and that I've produced, I've done them by myself. Here and there, I have help, but it's getting so big that I want to hire somebody permanent. Yeah. So I got somebody
Wow.
work today. I'm just taking this time off for you, my brother.
Well, that's what's up, man. That's always a goal, man. I mean, no one wants. I mean, when you first start off your company, yeah, you're gonna have to grind and all that, but yeah, eventually you want to be able to kind of just take a step back and turn into a residual income, and that's always the goal, right? So that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
So
I want to take more vacations.
definitely, you just came back for, was it Jamaica?
Yeah.
So what's up? Yeah, I need to go on vacation more too, man. I went to Miami for my birthday, but I gotta get out the country, man. That's the next step. Gotta go. I'm a big soccer fan, so I want to go over to Europe, like England, and watch my team play. I'm like a big Man City fan. That's like
Yeah.
my short term vacation goal. That's what's up, man. So we kind of got the backstory and inspiration down. So what are your kind of short and long term goals for the company moving forward?
My short term goal is I'm focused on building the company. Um, I think a lot of young folks in the demographic as far as age is concerned kind of really miss the point when they're trying to build a business. And the point isn't to just save all that money that you're making. You got to reinvest that back into the business. Um, so I have a 3-year plan. We can say that's too short, which is to heavily invest in the business, get all the equipment that is needed. On the 4th year is when we will see all the return plus profits. Um, Long-term goal is to be a force to be reckoned with, which um, I will elaborate more on that, but it's to help create jobs for other people. This is not just for me. Um, my son is a part, but not officially. He's still a little guy, 2 years old, but um, he will be, one of the CEOs of the company. Um,
Well,
just
that's
them,
important, man. That's a legacy. That's important.
yeah.
You know?
And we don't do half-fast work, man. It's I want to build a team of guys that's gonna do the work and do it as well as I do, and that's very important, man. Because what I see is a lot of companies, they start off really strong, but then as other people come in and they get hired, then the quality of the work like goes all the way down.
Oh yeah, you gotta set the standard, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, you gotta keep the standards that brought you to the dance. I feel that. I feel that. Well, that's good, man. I mean, it's nice to know that you have like you had your 3 year plan, your 4 year and longer term plan. Like that's important. With business is to always kind of have a goal. I feel like if you're working without a goal, you're just kind of running in circles. You know what I mean? So that's really good. That's really good.
Hmm.
So what have been the challenges so far about
Um,
just having your own business and the everyday life?
the challenge with the business is, see, I don't own a house. I live
Mhm.
in an apartment, but it's storing the equipment. I have to store it at like storage. Um, I had it stored at a guy's house that I knew for a long time, but I guess it turns out that folks don't really like when a lot of people can't take the truth. And I expressed my feelings to him about how I felt like I was being treated, parking my equipment and my assets on his property. And I guess it was too much for him. He told me to come get my stuff. And then he gave me 2 weeks to remove it, which I didn't think it was ample time. And right now is our most busy part of the season. It feels like it's springtime again because springtime work was just being thrown at us. So that's been a challenge, parking the trailers, stuff like that. Also, I feel like the more successful I become, more folks want an issue with me or something like that. And I just really don't want no issue with anybody. Really and truly, God bless you guys. If you do pass me in life, like I would love to see that for you guys. I'm laid back, just I know what God has in store for me, and I'm gonna go collect that. Or
Amen to
else
that, man.
it'd be a total disrespect to the Lord to be so ungrateful. So I'm gonna go collect that. But other than that is it's being alone, to be honest with you. Like I'm always alone. Um, I work every chance that I get. Um, another challenge is my relationships with women don't really last. They say I'm too busy. I'm
That just
too
means you
busy.
haven't found the right person yet, man. You know,
Yeah.
you got to find somebody that's gonna match your ambition and support it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, it's like sometimes it feels like that love stuff ain't really meant for me, but I have an understanding to an extent. I know that in order for me to be good and to feel really well about myself, I have to build myself. I can't be with a woman and then my life is incomplete. I don't know, man.
No,
I
you're
just
right,
kind
man. You're right.
of
You gotta be the
differently.
best
Like,
version of yourself.
yeah, to give to her, it's gonna
No.
be a lot of problems.
And that's
Mhm.
constant work, man. That's constant work. You know, even once you get there, you got to keep working at it. That's what I struggle with. Like I'll make some progress, then I'll get there, then I'll get comfortable, then I'll regress a little bit. You know, so that's all right, man. Don't even worry about that right now, man. Just focus on building you, your company, providing for your son, man. It will come. Like for me, I spent so much time just looking for love, and then the second I stopped looking for it, I found my fiance. She came right to me.
Yeah, how's you guys didn't get married as yet, right?
No, we're still in the planning process. There's like a whole bunch of weddings going on in my family in the next couple of years. So we're trying to find
Mm.
my mom's getting married, a couple of my cousins are getting married. It's just like we're trying to find our time. So, but
Yeah,
we just got our first apartment together.
but
So I'm over here by Fairland now, right back where it all started. Kind of blows me, but it's nice. It's like weird coming back to where you grew up. You know, it's like nostalgic, but also kind of
mm,
annoying. But it's take your time, man. It'll come to you. Like I said, you got so much going for you right now, and your business is thriving. I've seen your work, and you post it, and I'll give you a chance to plug all the social media stuff in a minute. The work is beautiful. Like I showed it to. I actually was gonna hit you up. My mom has been looking to get some landscaping done. I showed her some of your stuff, and she was really interested. So it's
appreciate.
beautiful work, people. Uh, I got like an editor for this show, so I can like incorporate the images and stuff in there,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of.
And
But
all
it's
that will
beautiful
come
work.
in due time. It will come in
Yeah.
due time, man. Um, how's marriage life? Not well, about to be marriage life. I mean, you guys already living it. Y'all living
Yeah,
together.
we're practically married, man. It's
Yeah.
uh, it's wonderful, man. It's I mean, like anything, it has its challenges and stuff. And you know, living together, you really learn a lot about who you are and who other people are when you live together. So you know, it's just great, man. It's just nice to have that level, like because I was really starting to feel how you were saying you feel like it might not just be meant for me, and then to actually find that level of companionship is nice. And like, I'm a business owner myself. She supports all my ambitions and all my goals, and I support hers. And we just try to help build each other up. So it's nice, man.
Mm,
It's nice. It's nice to really have that true love. I've been with some people. It was nice while it lasted, but it just wasn't real. You know what I mean?
mm.
Like little phases, I guess. But it's nice, man. It's nice.
I mean, I got say a really nice young lady, little country girl.
Oh,
That,
okay.
uh, um, we spent some time together. Then after I came back here, we continued to speak to each other. And I made a decision that um, that I wanted to help her out a little bit. So I have her flying in here to be my assistant for RTB landscaping.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Gonna try that out and see how that works. Um, yeah, that's my that That's somebody that I do see a long term with.
That's what's up, man. There we
We just got
go.
to get her on board as far as what RTB is all about. You know, we work very hard over here, so we're gonna need that same energy, like you said.
Absolutely. So it should be. It's probably picking up for you now. It's really that landscaping time of year. Everybody wants to get the work done before it gets, all wintry and stuff. And so, how's business been going lately? I know you've been busy, but
It's good. I have 6 projects that I haven't started yet.
that's what's up.
Uh,
That's what's up.
Deposits paid and everything. So I'm just the biggest thing is cutting lawns. Like within the last 2 days, I was looking to cut like 28 lawns.
28 lawns
Dude, about a month ago, I cut, I think it was 29 lawns in 2 days by myself.
in 2 days?
Yep.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
me, it's just
Damn.
me, my truck, and I roll.
That's, I
I roll,
mean,
man.
damn, that's a lot of work, man. Like just full size lawns, like front and back.
I'm telling you, full size lawn front and back.
Shit.
Um, I even did a lawn in Burtonsville, like in McNew.
Hmm.
It was like 5 times the size of, let me not say five, like 4 times the size of a regular lawn that I cut.
Oh, so like some acres.
It probably sits on like an acre
Oh
or
man,
or 0.75.
that's a lot of land, man. Jeez.
Mhm.
Jeez. All by yourself. I mean, that's if that ain't hustle, man. I don't know what it is. That's
It's
what's
like
up.
try to go for like route density, meaning have all the lawns close to each other. But it's definitely a progress from last year because last year I was looking at lawns that was like 35 minutes away from each other, and now we look at lawns that's like 15 minutes away from each other. I have some lawns that they're right next to each other. Some 5 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
I think the one that's the furthest, like 30, 35 minutes, but we don't have a lot of those ones. Those are like special customer, like the one we're sitting in front of right now. She was actually my first customer. So that's my client now.
Oh,
Uh,
that's another question I was going to ask you. How is the retaining a business going? Because that's such an important part of getting off the ground is retaining business.
yeah, it's very important. It's also easy. Um, they say don't mix business with pleasure, but whoever told you that, or if anybody ever tell you that, I want you to dissect that statement real good. Because if I didn't go personal with some of these folks, I would not be as far as I am. I make them feel good. Um, we talk about certain things. I don't go too far, but they do know who Raheem is. And, you know, sometimes I let them know, like, if I'm not really feeling good, like, I let you know because I'm human being at the end of the day.
Well, that statement is like a double-edged sword because I get that from like a corporate standpoint, but when you're working for yourself and it's your business, you are the brand. So I feel like sometimes it has to be personal. 'Cause that person has to know who they're doing business with, who they're
Hmm.
trusting to take care of their home. Well, I mean, that's what you're doing. You're taking care of people's homes. You're making their homes beautiful, and
Hmm.
that takes trust. So that's good. I like that you said that because I think you're right. I think that's kind of like you really have to kind of dissect that. And I think, being like a business owner, especially from like a trade kind of business, you have to be personal. People have to know who you are. They have to know who Raheem is and feel comfortable and trust him. So that's a good
Hmm.
point. That's some food for thought for everybody, I think.
But you could also be just a straightforward guy, like, hey, here to cut your lawn. This is what it is, and that and that. But I just feel like that's the wrong approach. Let these folks feel like if they're not having a good day and they see you, let them feel like yes, I finally see somebody that might put a smile on my face. Let me go say hi. Let them just feel good about you. So that's why I go a little bit above just being business, because I understand. And there's times I've wanted folks to talk to and just couldn't get nobody. Some of these folks, like, just by saying hi or just smiling to them, you never know what they just got into, or they might have got into it with their significant other, and them just coming out and see you just like put a little light, enhance their happiness a little bit. We're not responsible for each other's happiness, but we damn sure are responsible for enhancing it.
I like that. That's a bar right there, man. That's a bar.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, you know what? I think that's gonna be a really big reason that you're gonna continue to be successful, because it's that goes beyond business. That goes to impacting the community, which is I think is super important for local businesses, because it takes a village. You know what I mean? Like it goes beyond business. I feel like the business world is so caught up in business that a lot of people don't think about that impacting the community. And that, so speaking of community, that's going to tie me to a question I honestly just thought of, because you mentioned last comparisons between this year and last year. How did COVID affect your business?
COVID. COVID didn't really affect it at all. All right. The way how things happen, it's just a blessing in disguise, because I was working, like I said, I was working for Montgomery County Public School as a bus operator, um, driving buses. You got to have a Class B CDL. Uh, so there was just one day, some kid from the Piney Branch area, Piney Branch cluster, whatever, just on the bus, and he was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "What?" I'm not getting paid $17.60 an hour to be told to shut the fuck up from no little ass boy. So I took them back to the school. I had the administrator come on the bus. He talked to them. We pull off again. They still being disrespectful. I just turned that bus right back around. I got on that two-way radio. Let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of nothing in this world. Just do whatever. Do you. I got on that radio and I was like, one of you supervisors need to come and get this bus and take these kids home, because I'm not doing it. And I think they got in their feelings because everybody heard it. And the thing is about them, you can check them, but they don't want to be checked when persons are listening. So they fired me for insubordination.
They
Didn't really,
fired you for that? Are you serious?
yeah, they didn't really move me, but next thing you know, I started focusing more on my business and started getting more business. It went from one job a week to like 2 to 3 a week, and the rest was history. As far as COVID, it slowed it down in 2019 around March, because that's when it really first hit us.
Mhm.
I believe so. And it kind of slowed it down a little bit. I was in the house, but then things started to pick up. Um, but as far as business and COVID, what I noticed a lot in like restaurants or stores, it's like the employees aren't really getting paid well, so they don't really care about the job. You go to Home Depot for customer service for a product you used to buy from that same store, and the employee gonna look at you like you crazy, like you never used to buy it, even though you're telling them that you used to buy it. They're telling you you can't get it that way. It was never that way. I'm just like, so you mean to tell me that I never came to this store? So it was just like stuff like
You
that. I
know,
feel
I've been noticing that, bro. Like the level of customer, but I think part of that is because a lot of places have just been hiring whatever, just because it's hard to hire people. I've noticed that at restaurants. Like I'll go in the servers. I was a server for a long time, so I know how it's supposed to be. And some of these, especially the younger kids, they just be like, whatever. I'm just like, "Oh, okay." So I feel that. But that's really good to hear that it didn't really like damage your business or anything. Unfortunately, I know people who had to like shut down their businesses and stuff because COVID was just too much. So
Mm,
that's a blessing that you're still able to it didn't really hurt you. So that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
yeah, and we got to think about the businesses that we get into, because you want to do something that is gonna always be around. These grass is not gonna stop growing. Um, I think we're prone to liking nice stuff.
Mhm.
So we always gonna have plants. These mulch isn't going away. Everybody gonna continue to want their yard done. Um, people are getting people are starting to make more money these days, and a lot of folks, they're buying houses, and they like patios. Something I'm trying to get into, hardscaping.
Oh, so that's a good way to expand. Like
Hmm.
redoing decks and stuff like that.
Decks, pavers, paver patio. I spoke to a guy yesterday. I was doing a little last minute landscaping job, and he was across the street, and I was like, no, I actually went over there to ask them to help me put my tarp on my dump trailer, because it was just me. It was kind of heavy. So then I turned to him and I was like, how much does the job cost? He said about $80,000. And I was like,
Oh,
that's what,
ooh,
oh, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of work. There's a
okay.
lot of cutting of the material and stuff like that. But it's definitely worth it. I probably wouldn't charge 80 for that. I'd probably charge 100.
Yeah. What about like roofing? You ever see yourself getting into like roofing and stuff like that, or is that too much?
Yeah, it's a little bit. You gotta get all that equipment for roofing.
I feel you. Well, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's nice to know that you're hearing about expanding and offering more services and stuff. And I think you made a good point about, when you start a business, make sure it's something that's sustainable. Like I said, everyone's always, as long as there's land, there's going to be a need for landscaping. You know what I mean? And that could have you ever done like maybe like a contract with like a apartment complex or like a school or something like that, or
No,
not yet?
commercial property, and it's with a uh it's a lighting company where they put up
Mhm.
lights and stuff like that. And yeah, so I have, it's not a contract. For lawns, I don't really like doing contracts per se,
Right.
but because like if you're not paying, like I'm not gonna keep on servicing you. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Facts, yeah. It's
it
business.
costs money to move these trucks, costs money to store equipment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
another that I would like, PSA, um, for folks that are looking to get their lawn or landscaping done, when you're asked for a deposit, don't feel no type of way. We barely know each other. Um, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I love this, but we barely know each other. And for you to think that I'm gonna go into my pockets and pay for your materials, I think that's a little ludicrous. But I still love you guys.
Yeah. Please listen to that, people, because I hear a lot about that. Talking to people with their businesses, such like stuff like that. People always complain about deposit. I mean, if this is business,
Hmm.
like I don't think if there's many businesses out there that don't take deposits. Like it's business. You're paying for a service. Someone's taking their time to do that. So please, please be cautious of that, people. That's our PSA for the day.
I've been screwed too. That's why we're not doing no more business without
Yeah.
deposit. I'm screwed. Yep.
Yeah, because people will take advantage, man. I have a friend, my boy Josue. He's a barber, right? And I'd be telling him all the time, like, man, you too nice to your clients, man. You gotta. I get you. Like, I feel like one thing I've noticed is very challenging to be a good-hearted person and also be a business owner. because I feel like sometimes it's hard to put that foot down because you are a good person and a trusting person, and you want to help people, but you got to protect your business too.
I mean, in time you learn. When you figure out that you keep losing money, then you're gonna understand what's going on. You're gonna stop stealing from your family.
That's what it is, man. It's
Yeah.
taking food out your family's mouth.
And the goal is always 2 millimeter, 2 millimeters away from the goal. So
I feel that. I feel that.
yeah,
That's what's up. So,
closer than
oh, what was that?
I said, we are always closer than we think to our goal. We're just scared to keep it pushing and keep it moving.
Yeah, I saw a quote about that. There's like a page. Let me see if I can find it. There's a page on Instagram, like an entrepreneurship page that I follow. And it says something about that. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. It was like yesterday, so it shouldn't be too far. I can't find it yet, but the gist of it was like your goal is only as far as you set it. Like if you say I'm gonna get this accomplished in a year, then don't just say that. Do it. Like do what you have to do to make sure it gets done in a year. So it's always right there. We just have to push for it. You know what I mean? So like my goal for my business right now is my business, I do like tech repair, stuff like that, computers, phones, all that stuff. My long-term goal is to kind of expand that into pretty much doing what I do now. So like I'm a government contractor, I work in IT. So I want to take my company to the point where I can bid for contracts and get a government contract and hire my own IT team and kind of do that. So I
That'd
always
be
found myself saying it's my long-term goal, but like I actually have to start taking the steps, applying to be eligible to bid for contracts, stuff like that. So I had that was a good kick in the ass for me to read that, you know.
So when you say long term, how long are you talking?
So for me, that's like my 3 to 4 year goal to be able to become eligible and set up to bid for government contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like this like a 3 to 4 year plan. So I have to like I've done my research now and figured out what I have to do to make that happen. So I just have to, apply to be eligible to do that and get some capital going to be able to get the bids, and kind of I've been studying and knowing how much to bid, and it's a whole bunch. It's hard to find information on that because there's people out there that do it, but they want to charge you a couple $1,000s to take a course. But I
One
have been
second.
finding good free information.
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody's calling me and I'm telling them, sorry, can't call right now. You're still calling.
Oh, do not disturb is a wonderful thing, man.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Somebody,
Do not disturb is a wonderful thing.
I just put it on do not disturb. But
There you go.
sorry for interrupting.
You're good, man. Every night, 11 o'clock, my phone goes on do not disturb. Every night, 7 days a week.
My
Just
business phone goes on at 9:30.
yeah, you got to protect your peace, man. Protect your peace, because that phones are a blessing and a curse sometimes,
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I know you got stuff to do, so I'm gonna feel like I've kind of gotten all my questions in. Is there anything you want to add? I always like to give my guests, to make a chance to make closing remarks and plug their business, plug their socials, all that good stuff.
So, Facebook, you could, what is going on? Like, I, what is going on? Like, why do you keep calling?
Ooh.
I,
Is it on do not? Okay, so
yes, it
if you go
is.
in your do not disturb settings, I think if people call, if they call you like 3 times within 2 minutes, it will keep going. You can change that, but
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
you're
like
good. You're
go
good.
crazy, man. Are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna get cussed out or blocked because you're doing too much.
This
Man,
is real life.
what is going on? Stop calling. Well, oh my God.
Oh
They,
wow.
now I'm looking like I'm crazy. Like,
Well, you're not the
they
one
call
looking crazy.
again. You're calling again. I'm not the crazy one.
I'm about to say, you don't
But
look crazy. Whoever is blowing up that phone is looking crazy.
anywho, what was your question again?
Oh, shut. Oh, just give me a chance to give some closing remarks and anything you want to say about the business, or like, do you have like a mission statement or anything like that, or what's like the message you want to send out? And then also, you can plug your socials and stuff like that.
There's an innate beauty to nature, and our only goal is to accentuate it.
That's sexy. I like
And
that. I like that.
so that came from my sister, but I have the rights to use that.
Okay. Your sister just had a baby too, right?
Yeah,
Oh, what's up, Sage?
Seiji.
There we go.
Yeah, little baby Seiji.
Okay, you got little cousins now for your son. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. And so we can be reached. You can either for Facebook, it's shared. So I use it for both personal and business. So it's Raheem Bramwell, and that's Ryheme, and Bramwell Bramwell. There's a Facebook page for the landscaping company RTB Landscaping LLC. So RTB Landscaping LLC. You can find us on Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram at RTB Landscaping LLC. You can find us on Google at RTB Landscaping LLC. We have all 5-star reviews. I think it's about 53 or something like that.
Okay.
Nothing but 5-star reviews. So that's just say a lot. But I want to go heart to heart with some folks that may watch this right now or may see it later. I want to tell you that, and also for the persons that may be going through depression and stuff like that, I want to tell you that it's not over. If you feel lost, trust me, you're not lost. And if you really just feel that way, you're not going to be lost forever. Seek God, pray, meditate. Because really and truly, before I went to Jamaica, man, I was actually homeless.
Really?
Yeah, but I never told anybody that. And
Wow.
I was fortunate enough to be able to afford hotels every night.
Mhm.
But just hold your head high. Keep your head high, even when your mind is telling you something else. Keep your head high, because there's never been a time where I've looked to the sky and say a small prayer, or just talk to the man up above, and came and put my head back down to level at a constant. And there was never a time where I felt the same way as I did before I put my head up to the sky. There was
Right.
never a time that I felt the same way as before. So I want to just tell you, just keep going. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Telling you, that's destruction. Don't try to do it. Don't let nobody force their beliefs upon you. Pray to God and ask God for answers. And I promise you, actually, I'm not going to promise you anything, because growing up, I was told that a promise is a comfort to a fool. And I don't think nobody out here is really a fool. Just do whatever you got to do. Ownership is very, very important. Nobody can tell you go home when you're the owner. So ownership is very important. Love yourself. Do things for yourself. Like maybe take yourself out to brunch here and there. Make yourself feel special, because when you feel special, you start to do more with your life. Treat people well. Don't be like everybody. Don't be like everybody that you see. I'm telling you, half of us don't know what we're doing. But it's time that we find out and we seek it, and the only way to really do that is to seek God. So that's all.
Amen to that, man.
Yeah, you beautiful people can be beautiful and stay beautiful. Don't let nobody tell you nothing.
I like that. There we go. And I'm glad you said that, man, because that's just as important.
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, those damn Alexas, man. I swear. It's just as important about talking about business mental health, man. And that's another focus of the show that I really want to get into because everyone, like, I struggle with mental health, depression, anxiety, all that stuff. And that's an important message, man, because that's something you got to tell yourself. Just it's going to be okay. Like, whenever I have a panic attack or something, all I do now is just kind of take a breath and be like, you're okay. Like, it's going to pass. It's going to be okay. So that's the perfect way to close, man. And I'll go ahead. Do me a favor, send me the links, all the social media links, and I'll put that in the description for the episode on like Spotify and YouTube and all that, so people can find you. But it was great having you on the show, man. Loved hearing your story and just wishing you continued blessings and success in your business and personal life and all that good stuff, man. And stay safe out here and enjoy your Sunday, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate you for having me. It was actually an honor.
Pleasure, man.
I didn't think nobody would want me on their show, but hey, I'm here.
That's what I'm here to do, man. I'm here to give everybody a platform, man, to speak their truth and tell their story. So I'm here to do. So it's a pleasure having you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording there. All right. So till next time, it's the KingCast podcast featuring Mr. Raheem Bromwell of RTB Landscaping.
Yes.